Being a child actor is somewhat of a mixed bag. Sometimes it opens the door to an amazing future career where you headline blockbusters and receive accolades, and other times it screws your life up entirely. But we're gonna focus on the former here and take a look at 15 actors working in Hollywood today who got their start working as a kid and how their career subsequently evolved. Let's dive right in. Leonardo DiCaprio may be best known for his roles in Wolf of Wall Street, Titanic, The Revenant, and every meme under the sun.
Here I come.
But Leo actually got his start at a young age. Back in 1990, when Leo was 16, he got his first, albeit uncredited, role in the sitcom Roseanne, and made his first movie appearance in Critters 3, although he'd prefer you forget about that, as he labeled the straight-to-video movie as possibly one of the worst films of all time. But Leo's big break came in 1992, after he was handpicked by Robert De Niro to play a lead role in This Boy's Life, before scoring another huge role alongside a young Johnny Depp in What's Eating Gilbert Grape in 1993. Leo will be acting alongside Robert De Niro once again in the upcoming movie Killers of the Flower Moon. When you think of Christian Bale, your mind is often drawn to amazing performances and shocking weight changes, but there are two things that people often forget. Firstly, the actor is British, and secondly, he's a former child actor, with a 13-year-old Bale being cast over 4,000 actors to play a British boy in a Japanese internment camp in Spielberg's 1987 movie Empire of the Sun. However, Bale suffered from the ramifications of finding fame at such a young age, and was apparently teased and bullied at school, and wanted to give up acting for good. But in 1989, Kenneth Branagh convinced him to act once more in his adaptation of Henry V.
Once more into the breach there, friends! Once more!
Which drew him back into the world of acting. Leo may not have had his best on-screen debut with Critters 3, but Natalie Portman certainly had a great debut with her role in Leon the Professional, where she played the 12-year-old orphan Matilda. However, after she landed the role, her parents were unhappy at the sexual content and violence caused by her character in the script, but eventually allowed her to join after changes were made. To protect her identity, the actress actually changed her last name, which was originally Natalie Hirschlag, and adopted her mother's maiden name, Portman. After Leon finished shooting, Portman went back to school before shooting the movie Developing over the summer break. She did pick up another huge role at a young age, playing the part of Padme in Phantom Menace, which started shooting in 1997 when she was 16. Portman's fellow alumni, Scarlet Johansson, was also another actor to pick up her first major role at age 12 when she was cast in the 1996 movie Manny and Lowe. Her performance in the movie received positive reviews, and she went on to star in a number of other movies, such as Home Alone 3. But her greatest acclaim during her early years came in Robert Redford's 1998 movie The Horse Whisperer, in which Redford described her as 13 going on 30. Johansson continued to score more roles in her early years, such as Eight-Legged Freaks, Ghost World, and Lost in Translation, but of course, she is probably best known for her role as Black Widow in the MCU. Johansson's Marvel co-star Robert Downey Jr. also made his debut young at age 5, performing with his dad, Robert Downey Sr.'s movie Pound. Johansson's ex-husband, Ryan Reynolds, also got a start early on in life, with his debut coming at the age of 15 as Billy Simpson in the Canadian-produced teen soap opera Hillside, known as 15 in the US. But his big break eventually came when he starred in the sitcom Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place, with his big movie appearance later coming in 2002 in Van Wilder. Reynolds has since starred in a number of other works, but let's face it, we all see him as Deadpool.
Fake laugh, hiding real pain.
To most of the world, Michael B. Jordan will be associated with his roles in Black Panther, Fantastic Four, and Creed, but for me, he'll always be Wallace from The Wire. Wallace was a teenage drug dealer who worked for the Barkside organization and met his end in a truly heartbreaking way. Jordan, who had been a child model for Toys R Us, went on to appear in another HBO show, The Sopranos, as well as the movie Hardball alongside Keanu Reeves, and eventually, All My Children, where he replaced none other than Chadwick Boseman. Ryan Baby Goose Gosling might be known for his mostly silent roles and mesmerizing eyes, but before the likes of Drive and The Nice Guys, he was known for being a part of the Mickey Mouse Club. The Canadian Musketeer moved to Orlando to be a part of the show, where his fellow cast members included Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, and Justin Timberlake. Gosling and Timberlake became very close during their time on the Mickey Mouse Club, with the two living together and Timberlake's mom even becoming Gosling's legal guardian. Eventually, Gosling returned to Canada, where he performed in Are You Afraid of the Dark and Goosebumps, before moving to New Zealand and working on Young Hercules. How can we talk about child actors and not mention the Harry Potter cast? And in particular, the main trio. Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint were all cast as Harry, Hermione, and Ron respectively between 1999 and 2001.
Dear Mr. Potter, we are pleased to inform you that you have been accepted at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. The
trio would star in all 8 movies before branching off their separate ways. Radcliffe has appeared in indie flicks such as Guns Akimbo and Swiss Army Man, while Grint has mostly stuck to the small screen in the likes of Servant, Snatch, and Sick Note. Emma Watson has remained more in the limelight, starring in the likes of Perks of Being a Wallflower, Beauty and the Beast, and Little Women. Now every time I hear the name Drew Barrymore, I think of that Bryce Vine song. But of course, Barrymore is a well-known Hollywood actor appearing in the likes of 50 First Dates, Charlie's Angels, and Santa Clarita Diet.
Thanks.
But of course, she is also a child actor, with her first ever appearance coming at 11 months when she appeared in a dog food commercial, although her best known appearance was at the age of 7 in E.T. It's difficult not to think of her blockbuster debut as the foul-mouthed and action-packed character hit girl in Kick-Ass when you think of Chloe Grace Moretz, and that's because of how mind-blowing that performance was. While she had appeared in works such as The Guardian and the Amityville Horror remake, Kick-Ass is undoubtedly her big breakthrough, and is arguably still her biggest role to date, although she is still appearing in movies such as Shadow in the Cloud and Neighbors 2. Another actor with a hyphenated last name, yeah, I know that's a weak transition, but Joseph Gordon-Levitt also made it big as a child actor. JGL made his debut on a number of shows, such as Family Ties, Third Rock from the Sun, and also appeared in a number of movies, such as Angels in the Outfield and The River Runs Through It. Of course, though, JGL is known for Inception, The Dark Knight Rises, Brick, 50/50, and a voice role in The Last Jedi. Yeah, just kidding about that last one. I didn't know about that until I just looked it up. Like so many actors on this list, Reese Witherspoon's performance in her debut, The Man in the Moon, solidified her as a known talent. Witherspoon, who was a teenager at the time of the movie, left a big impression on the movie industry, and even left her mark on notorious film critic Roger Ebert. Witherspoon went on to land a number of other roles such as Fear and A Far Off Place, before gaining global recognition after her performance in Legally Blonde. Like Haley Joel Osment, who has starred in shows like Future Man since his days as the kid from The Sixth Sense, I always think of Dakota Fanning in her roles from when she was a child actor, with her making her big breakthrough at the age of 7 in the 2001 movie I Am Sam, before appearing in the likes of Cat in the Hat, War of the Worlds, and Charlotte's Web. But Fanning is still getting some big parts in the movie industry, appearing in Ocean's 8, The Alienist, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Jason Bateman might be best remembered for Arrested Development, Ozark, and Zootopia, but just like everyone else on this list, he made his start at the age of 12 as the orphan boy James Cooper on the show Little House on the Prairie. Bateman also appeared in shows Silver Spoons and The Hogan Family, but we will always see Bateman as a grown-up running some sort of shifty business, whether it be a frozen banana stand, a money laundering organization for a cartel, or just reselling lollipops for premium prices. What better way to bookend this video than to talk about another actor who got their first major role alongside Robert De Niro, Jodie Foster. Foster made her big screen debut as the character Iris in Taxi Driver, before going on to star in Silence of the Lambs and Inside Man. Although admittedly her work has been more behind the camera of late, with her directing The Beaver and Money Monster and even episodes of Black Mirror and Orange is the New Black. But how could we not talk about child stars and not mention the one and only Doogie Howser, played by the great Neil Patrick Harris? MPH became famous playing the young doctor in the show before heading to the likes of Harold and Kumar, How I Met Your Mother, Gone Girl, and the upcoming Matrix 4.
Dude, I was able to perform an appendectomy at age 14.